All right, here we go now, baby. Right back at it for another day. The best weekend of the NFL season. The divisional round going on this weekend. We have these 7 best teams and the Tennessee Titans all in action here. So let's get right into the action. My 5 best bets, starting things off like we usually do with my 6-point teaser. It is a Saturday teaser where I will pair the Cincinnati Bengals at plus 9.5 with the Green Bay Packers all the way down to a pick. So each of these teams absolutely elite at covering 6-point teasers this season. First and second in the NFL. 29-6 combined when teased by 6 points. That is pretty damn good. So take a look at the Cincinnati leg of this teaser. I think their offense can absolutely keep them in this game. 9th overall in yards per play versus 21st for Tennessee. The Cincinnati Bengals offense has the ability to put up a lot of points. 7 different occasions this season, they scored 30 or more points. So if they do need to play catch up, if they do need a bit of a backdoor cover situation, I have full confidence in them versus a Tennessee Titans defense that really struggled versus wide receivers. They allowed the second most yards to wide receivers, and they haven't faced an elite pass attack since November. Take a look at their schedule. They're going to have their hands full with Joe Burrows and the boys here. Then the Green Bay leg of the teaser. Way too many factors in the favor of the Packers here. So player health, a lot of key players coming back for the Packers here. On the other side of things, Jimmy Garoppolo all beat to shit. That is not a recipe for success in these frigid temperatures at Lambeau Field, where the Packers have a true home field advantage, 22-2 in their last 24 home games. The Niners' weakness is their pass defense. 27th in opponent pass completion percentage. Good luck versus Aaron Rodgers and these guys. And how long can San Francisco keep this up for? I think they're going to run out of gas here, coming off of 2 very emotional wins. Of course, Week 18, that overtime comeback win over the Rams in LA. Then that disaster in Dallas. San Francisco tried to give that game away, for God's sake. So I think their time is up, and I will take the Packers here to at least get the outright win. So Bengals-Packers, 6-point teaser. Next up, it is my favorite total of the weekend. We're going down to Tampa Bay, where the Rams are in town. We got a total of 48 points. Boom! I am on the over. So that clock is going to be stopping, and that ball is going to be moving because these teams pass the ball a lot. Tampa Bay passes at the highest percentage in the NFL at 65.65%. Rams coming in at close to 60%. Big playability for each of these teams. Big chunks of yards in this game. So first and third in passing plays at 20+ yards. Third down and red zone efficiency. Do not expect to see a lot of punting in this game. 3rd and 6th in third down conversion percentage. Tampa Bay second in the NFL in red zone TD conversion percentage. And the Bucs haven't really been hurt by injuries yet. So no Godwin, no Antonio Brown, obviously. But in 3 games without them, including the Jets game where Brown walked off the field, 28-41 and 31 points. Tom Brady over 1,000 passing yards, 8 touchdowns. You can criticize the competition in those games, but they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing and beating the living shit out of those teams. So they really haven't missed a beat. Brady did throw for a season high 432 pass yards versus the Rams in the regular season game. 58 combined points in that game, by the way. And I must note, cupcake schedule for the Tampa Bay defense here this season. When they have played a respectable offense, it hasn't gone very well for them. 27 points allowed to the Bills, 31 to the Colts, 34 to the Rams in that game, and 29 to Dallas there in the season opener. So 48 points. I don't like it. I absolutely love it. Moving on to the main event of the weekend. It is going down in Kansas City with the Buffalo Bills in town, and I'm going to take the Bills to cover that spread at plus 1.5 points. So the Bills, number 1 in net yards per play, my favorite stat in football, and by a decent margin too. Kansas City down there at 13th in the NFL, number 1 in net yards per play on the road, by the way, for the Bills. Do not overestimate this Kansas City defense. You know, people falling all over themselves. Oh my God, the Chiefs' dramatic turnaround on defense. Chris Jones. Oh my God. Dig into it a little bit here, guys. So the Chiefs allowed an average of just 16.2 points per game over their last 11. Hey, that's pretty damn good. However, they really only played 2 elite quarterbacks during that span, in Burrows and Herbert, and they did allow 28 and 34 points in those games. You really want to consider this, considering Josh Allen dropped 38 points on them back in week 5. And this could come down to who can convert more on third down. Both offenses are elite on third down, first and second and third down conversion percentage. However, pretty big gap on defense. Bills number 1 in third down defense. Chiefs coming in at 19th there. So it might take just one extra third down conversion for the Bills, which could lead to an extra score to cover this spread. So there you have those. Now let's get into some props here. And the odds makers falling asleep on the job here. Some soft numbers here. Let's start things off with Ja'Marr Chase to go over 77.5 receiving yards. What is going on here? This is a fantastic number. So he's never been more involved. 34 targets in his last 3 meaningful games. So we're going to take week 18 out of that, where the Bengals rested most of their starters and he wasn't really involved in that game. So 34 targets in his last 3 games here. He's never been more involved. 116, 266, and 125 receiving yards in those games. Tennessee, 31st in yards allowed to wide receivers. They've been getting burned all season long. And watch for the big play. We know Chase is the home run hitter. He might get this on one catch. Tennessee has allowed the 6th most receptions of 20-plus yards, so I absolutely love Chase to go over that 77.5. Then, my favorite rushing prop, we're going to target that guy, Devin Singletary, for the Bills here. I like him to go over 60.5 rushing yards. He's never been more involved in the Bills' offense here, averaging 18.4 carries over his last 5 games, seeing an average of 80.8 rushing yards, topping this 60.5 number in 4 of the 5 games. KC, poor versus the run. They're not good against the run here. 30th in yards allowed per rush, allowing an average of 114.2 rush yards per game, and controlling the clock will be key here. Do not be surprised to see the Bills run the ball a lot. They did run it 28 times versus KC back in week 5. They're going to try to take the crowd out of it, keep Mahomes off the field. So I love Singletary to go over 60.5. There you have it, my best bets for the divisional round. Drop your best bets right down there. If you want to do some handicapping for this game, head on over to oddshark.com. All the information you need to pick some winners on game day. Good luck with your bets, unless you are fading me. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Wow!